Hi, hello. Welcome back to another week of No Peace and Death, our Urban Shadows actual play series. We took a little bit of a break to handle some life things, but we are back for another episode, another amazing time, and more drama and more endangerment of my players. It's totally fine. They consented. We're going to go around and do some introductions real quick before we hop into things. So, Danny, why don't you pop us off?
Hey y'all, my name is Danny. My pronouns are he, him. You can find me all over the internet at Brutal Dan. And just as a reminder, I am playing Ronan, who is a fae, and I think we're going to a fae party tonight. So only wild things can happen for that.
Hello, everybody. I'm Jay. I use they, them pronouns, and I am playing the vamp, Talis Wang, who uses they pronouns, she sometimes, and he in specific scenarios. And I think that's all I say, right? No, I'm on Twitter at NalaWoo. And yeah, next up, Kai.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kai. I use he, they, she pronouns, and I am bringing to you Finley Vice, the wizard, who uses he, him pronouns. I guess we're doing handles today, and I'm Estella Imladris on all the things.
And I am Eli. I use they, them pronouns. You can find me at Reliable Elliot. And I am your MC for the night. Before we hop into the recap, we have a few just beginning of stuff. Excuse me, it's been a minute. Beginning of stream things. We do have a few commands that you can use in chat. !US cast will get you the cast list for this show and all of our Twitter handles and such. Follow all of us. We're pretty awesome. !US tip will get you the Pally link to tip everyone involved with the show. And then !USCW will get you the content warnings for the show that we have. We are using safety tools on our end. Be sure to pay attention to those safety tools that you can use on your end to make sure that you are safe and protected and take care of yourself. I feel like that's all I have to say in the beginning. I feel like I always have to say like so much more, but that's really it. So I'm going to go ahead and do us a recap because it's been a minute and a lot happened at the last episode. So I'm doing my best. And
I had like 6 pages of notes.
Lord. So the group woke up on the other side with the mayor giving them a very non-direct description of their current predicament. Abraham was attempting to summon a demon in order to upset Orpheus's power in the city. While the mayor thought that it would be a demon on the level of Orpheus, it was later revealed that the demon queen, Jules, was the actual recipient of this invitation. The mayor wants them to shut down this 3-part ritual that is in progress, otherwise the city will pay the price. Much was revealed about some of the preparations that have been done, including the returning of Luca, Stefan, and Amari in non-mortal states by the Silver Crescent. He told them to talk to Rogelio to get started with things if they wanted to help the city. The vision ends, and Connor, Zaya, and Ronan wake up in the lobby of the apartment building to Stefan and Amari attending to them. Talis and Finley wake outside of Finley's sanctum, with Luca inspecting the entry mirror. Ronan now has a flower connected to the progress of the ritual and is informed that it will also affect the Fae realm of if this goes through. Stefan has no memory of the time between their last date with Connor and now. Luca seems not at all interested in catching up with or answering any of Finley's questions. He's very preoccupied with finding those whom he wants revenge on, and after some arguing and fighting, he pulls Talis and Finley into helping by agreeing to stab Abraham with a knife that will render him mortal for a period of time, the same knife that killed the mayor and Luca. He also gives them the complete list, which includes Abraham, the mayor, Frankie, and Namdi. The part of the team in the apartment is visited by Talon, who is on a secret mission to, God, I can't believe I wrote this, Talon is on a secret mission to yassify the Dalton City with the help of the other Fae. He gets them to agree to the Fae to allow the Fae to come for a party / meet and greet. In the process, it's revealed that she has been hanging out with Amari while he's been presumed missing by Zaya. We also find out that Amari's sire is Will, and Amari has been avoiding them for the last few weeks. Connor tried to explain things to a very confused Stefan, and Stefan ends up helping Connor out with a vision of the night that he went missing. Silver Crescent attempted to kidnap both of them, but Connor died in the process. The last thing we see is Blue, very hesitant to leave Connor in the alley, as we hear some footsteps approaching Connor as Connor's vision fades. I got through it. We made it. That's the recap. A lot happened, and a lot more is about to happen. My players, are we ready to hop into this and get messy?
Let's do it.
Let's go.
Ooh.
So, two of you are driving on your way to the apartment that is currently hosting the rest of your group. If I remember correctly, Talis was driving, Kai was passenger.
Yeah.
The city is quiet, which is not typical for Dalton City at night. It typically has a pretty lively nightlife, but probably with the funeral of the mayor being that day, things are taking a little bit longer to get started, it seems. Talis, you've driven this way so many times. You know the city like the back of your hand. So it's not a surprise when you start to sort of zone out while you're driving.
It's that good classical music with the modern twist that I listen to in the car.
Yes. As the music just sort of takes over and you allow your brain to sort of autopilot your way to the apartments, you feel a part of your mind go elsewhere. It's almost like you blink and you're sitting at a table, a very long dining table with piles and piles of food sitting on the table with several seats placements set, and you're at one end of it with a very large chair next to you. No one else is around, and you start to try to take in the rest of the scene, but you're surrounded by darkness. It's almost like you have a spotlight on you and this table, but everything else around you is void. As you're looking around trying to figure out what is going on, a voice from the chair says, "Oh, well, it seems like you're the welcoming committee, I assume."
Hello.
Hi.
I want to look around and see where the voice is coming from.
You like look at the chair and there's nothing in the chair, and then you look away and then you look back in the chair, and sitting in the chair is a very tall femme figure with her hair pulled back in a very like tight braid, in a very extravagant outfit. It's made of blacks and reds and has like sharp ends to it almost, but also flows down at the bottom.
And she's in the chair.
Mm-hmm. And she's sort of just looking at you, sizing you up, it seems.
I'm sizing her up. Who are you? I don't say that in character, but I'm trying to figure out if I know who she is. Is she Fae? Does she look Fae?
Mm-mm. She looks a little bit demonic. Just a little bit, maybe demonic. And I think you can tell based off of the eyes, every once in a while they go from this deep dark brown to this pupilless black.
Could I reasonably make a guess that this is what's her face? Jules?
You would assume. The only demon with reason to snatch you into a mind place.
Where's Finley?
Oh, with you in the car. I just need to speak to you for a moment.
Am I still driving?
Yeah, you're still driving. I wasn't gonna let you crash the car, but
That's very kind of you. Why me? What do you mean welcoming committee?
well, it seems that some of the individuals who requested my presence are trying to avoid my gaze as of late. But seeing as you've been brought into the know on things, I figured I'd introduce myself.
You're Jules.
Yes. My reputation precedes me, I guess.
Tully's like chuckles a little bit and is just gonna like not try to intimidate her, but like Tully's isn't showing any signs of being scared of her.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just like waiting for her to talk.
Yeah. Talis.
Jules.
You have been in the city for, I guess, now the longest out of everyone, considering the mayor is now dead. So I assume that you would like to see it continue to prosper.
Yes.
Excellent. That's what I want as well.
Tully's makes like a little face. It's like really subtle, but their head tilts just slightly.
I know that you've probably heard the worst of me and my intentions. Or have you even heard my intentions?
No.
Precisely. I think with the dishonesty that was existing between the mayor and Abraham, and you see like she giggles as she says Abraham, with the dishonesty that exists there, I think the mayor may have assumed the worst when it was said that I was coming. Now, I have no reason to bring harm to you, your friends, or the people of the city. I'm here to do a job. And if I do that job well, then your city will prosper beyond measure.
What do you mean, a job?
Well, there's a demon in your city, Orpheus, I assume you know.
Yes.
He thinks more of himself than he actually is.
Yes.
So if I show up, it doesn't even get messy. I just have to show up and he'll be put in his place.
Talise is just nodding. Listening. I think their plan right now is to just see if Jules will like tell them anything that could potentially be useful. But yeah, they're very politely listening.
Can you give me a figure someone out roll? That is rolling with mind.
Rolling dice in this game? What? I need to go get my dice. Okay. Mind. I got a 7.
Okay. You can ask one question from the list. Who's pulling your character strings? What's your character's beef with blank? What's your character hoping to get from blank? What does your character worry is going to happen? How could I get your character to blank? How could I put your character in my debt?
I think at the moment Talis would ask what does Jules want from me? Like, why did she take me? And why is she interested in me specifically, other than the fact that I'm like the oldest person here? Like, I feel like Talis feels like that Jules is like almost taunting them, like trying to goad them into something, but Talis knows this game. So, yeah.
I know that you're probably trying to figure out why I've decided on you. Like I said, you've been here the longest, and you obviously care so deeply about the city that you have taken up residence in, cult curated students, all of those things. So I know you want what's best for the city. And I just want you to know that if I'm able to come through, then that's what we will have, the best for Dalton City.
Talis's eyes like squint a little bit. But they're just, yeah. They're like, huh, interesting.
Now, I know that you've been told many things about why I'm coming, what will happen, and death, fire, brimstone, all of that. However, as a show of good faith, and I mean you know your friends no harm, I'm going to give you a tip. How's that?
A tip?
Yes.
Okay.
You see her lean back with a large goblet of wine that wasn't there before. And she just sits back and isn't looking at you. Just says, things are not always the first that you assume them to be. You and your friend are on a mission to help your friend's sibling avenge their death. But the mission you've been sent on is the wrong one.
What is the right one then?
Oh, I can't give you all the details. But
I thought you said you were giving me a tip. You can't just say this is wrong and not tell me anything else.
what I can tell you is that you have the wrong target.
Well, I mean, there was a list. That's like one guy on the list.
The person that's on the list that you're going after is not the person that you're seeking.
Cool. That's helpful.
You'll understand in time.
We have 2 hours.
In 2 hours, you'll understand then. Or less.
Okay. Cool tip.
I'm just saying that if you are presented with additional information, don't be quick to dismiss it.
I think the key part of being introduced new information is that there is actually information given, you know?
I'm not talking about me, darling.
Tully's like reacts a little bit to being called darling. Because I feel like that's a phrase that they use as a term of endearment for other people. So it feels like kind of weird being like put back at them. And I think Talise just nods and is like, so is that it? Did you just come here to say hello, or is that it?
Pretty much. I'm on the way, and well, you know what they say. You can't unring a bell. So, you have also been tasked with trying to stop me from showing up. And while I do think it is admirable of you and your friends, it is probably not going to be in your best interest to do so.
I mean, of course you'd say that.
I'm just trying to warn you best I can.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Can I go back to driving now?
I think as you say that, you actually say that out loud in the car.
Cool.
Finley just kind of looks at them like, what? Doesn't say anything.
I'm like my hands are on the steering wheel and I just kind of like jolt a little bit and I kind of look around to see that like I'm in the car and I look at Finley, see if he's okay. The music's still going and we're still like on the way to the apartment. So I'm like, that was so weird. And I think Tully says it out loud, like, oh, that was so weird.
What was?
Oh, this is so bad. This is so bad. Tully's takes a breath as they put on the blinker to turn right, and they say, so you know the demon queen who is being summoned by that ritual and all that? Yeah, she took my consciousness for the past like 5 minutes and basically told us not to do what we're doing and said she would give me a tip and then proceeded to offer no information. Besides, don't do it. And you have the wrong target to murder, but I'm not going to tell you who is the correct one. It was a whole lot of nothing.
And I'll do a whole lot of nothing about it.
I want to see what the others think. This is... oh. Tully's like inwardly, their inward monologue is just, why am I, like, I am getting wrapped up in this. This is a whole lot of not what I was planning on doing tonight. I had papers to grade. They're making a mental note to text their like TA Dakota for like, hey, I'm gonna need you to do this for me tonight because I am preoccupied. But yeah.
Yeah, and you pull up to the apartment. While inside, Ronan, Talon has already started like dialing phone numbers and getting things in order, but it's not like it seems like they already had the list of everything and like had a lot of this stuff like pre-done, and he's just going through and saying, yep, we're on, do it. And within 10 minutes the party's planned. And she just says to you, okay, so everything's ready. I assume all of you will be there, not in this attire, because it's
It's what?
concerning.
What kind of party is this?
I told you, it's like a welcome meet and greet type deal.
And I can't meet and greet people like this? It's just the Fae, right?
What are you wearing right now?
Literally just like grungy black, like all black, torn up, like leather straps all over, just looking kind of gross.
All three of us are wearing all black. Love that
Yes.
for us.
I mean, you could go talk to the Fae in that, but I think you and I both know that doesn't match their vibe at all. So
Honestly, Talon, I'm not sure what the vibe is supposed to be.
be fun. Funner. Something.
And Ronan's just like, is this not fun?
No. It's kind of dirty. It's kind of giving like grossness vibes.
Tell you what if you help me get ready so that I'm not gross?
That's the magic word. And right before she's like about to grab you and just like drag you somewhere, but before that can happen, Connor comes out of her vision, and also Kai and Talis, you walk in the front doors and see everyone, including one additional face that you can roll, put a face to a name with Wild.
Sure.
Yeah, let's roll some dice.
Eight.
I got a 10.
Eat. Okay, so first off, what most people know about them, this is Talon. Talon's a Fae and very much does not like the vibe of Dalton City, thinks it could be better, thinks it could be doing better, wants what's best for Dalton City, but what's best for Dalton City in Talon's eyes is yesification. So Talise, you got a 10.
This was the gentrification
yes.
joke from last. I remember now. Okay. I don't like this guy.
Would you like a debt or a useful piece of information?
Out of character question. How useful is useful?
It depends. Typically, useful is useful enough to use as leverage for something that you might want. That could also be a debt. It could also be useful as in revealing someone's actual intentions with things.
Sure, I'll take the information now.
Cool. Talon has been in and out of the city, like doing this a lot. Over the years, they've gotten very close on numerous occasions to not only inviting all of the Fae to show up and have a party, but also basically having the Fae take over. I'm not going to say that's what's going to happen here, but that has been the route that they have taken in the past, and you know that he basically has a goal in mind, and he's going to get to it. Because the full takeover, diplomatic wise, has not worked out as well. You assume that she has taken another route to this, but yeah, it's probably still not going to be good.
Cool. So yes, Talon's a dirty gentrifier. I've probably clashed like knowing or without even knowing, gone head to head trying to like stop these people from putting whatever gentrification bullshit in whatever neighborhood. the.
As a beat, yeah. But yeah, you're all inside, and Connor looks at all of you and just says, I have to go.
What do you mean you have to go? You just got back.
Yes, I know. I just got back.
I'm
However,
concerned for you.
yes, and I'm sorry. But that thing that we're supposed to be doing, and keeps making eyes at Talon, like, I'm not going to say the full thing in front of Talon right now. That thing we're supposed to be doing, it goes deeper than we were originally told, and I need to address something.
Okay. Care to elaborate a little bit?
I don't think present company would be nice to elaborate with, maybe. And Talon's just like, I take offense to that, but I get it. I will be back. I promise. And this will help all of us. However, I have to go. We have to go right now if we want to get ahead of this.
Talis is gonna walk over and try to take Connor's hands in theirs, and they'll just like make direct eye contact and just say, "Be careful, please."
Can we twice? Or I guess you can with the mayor
Yeah.
shit. I will stay away from sacrificial knives.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
Okay. And once they like have that, Talis will let Connor's hands go and just like take a step back to allow her to walk out should she choose to do so.
Yeah. I think with that, Connor looks to Stefan as if they've already had like a conversation, almost like something's already happened there and they're both already on the same page. And she grabs him by both hands, and you sort of see as Connor's essence becomes a lot less solid, as does Stefan's. And in a blink, you sort of just watch as they fade. And you are all left, most of you are left. As you're taking this in, you sort of look around and realize that both Zaya and Amari have snuck out. You almost had all of you in the same place. Not yet.
Ronan looks over at Talon and it's like, well, I don't know where my other friends went, but these are my other two friends, Talis and Finley. So they're coming as well. And again, we're all dressed in black.
We're coming.
Yeah, where are we going?
What?
Fae party.
Mhm.
Fae party.
Yes.
Okay. Why?
Okay. Yeah. What?
Yeah. Why, Talon? Why are we having this?
I told you, I want the Fae to come and get a vibe check on Dalton City.
Looks over at Finley. Vibe check with the Fae.
Cool.
And you said yes?
Yeah, why not? We've been through a lot.
It's gonna kind of like look at Ronan for a minute and like try and pick up what he's putting down, but also like the Fae.
Talis is trying with all their might to telepathically communicate with Ronan, full well knowing that they can't, but just like sending the vibes their way. Like, why are you working with this guy, this dirty gentrifier? Like, why are we throwing a party for them?
Above the table, what did Ronan do? Ronan needed to do something for Talon, right?
Yes.
Talon needed Ronan to do something.
So Talon showed up to you because Talon needed permission to do this. In exchange, though, Talon basically said that she would help you like answer any questions like regarding the people that had gone missing.
Yeah, I remember last episode, Zaya counteroffered, and they agreed that in exchange for this party, Talon would help figure out how Amari and Stefan died.
And that one of the last things that was said regarding that was you were going to have to talk to Dorian, I think was his name,
Dorian.
the Fae Prince.
The stuck-up, pompous Fae Prince, according to my notes.
So yeah, I think in that moment where Talis was just making super intense eye contact, Ronan just kind of like saunters away and like groups up with Finley and Talis, and it's just like, I don't know what's going on. Did not expect Connor to go, and I promise Zaya was here, and just kind of pretty much reiterates everything so that everybody's caught up. And it's like, Dorian will be at this party, and I think we need to talk to this weird Fae Prince.
What is the dress code? Talis asks.
Ronan exaggerates and like turns around. What's the dress code for this party, Talon?
You turn around and Talon is in a completely different outfit. They are now wearing a sort of, it looks like it could be like a business pantsuit if it didn't have so many odds and ends added to it. It is, the base color is pink, but the blazer itself has random patches of greens and yellows and all sorts of also flowers running through it, as if like flowers themselves have rooted themselves into the blazer and are now protruding from it. The shoes are these very high platform heels, but the base of them seems to be what's the word I'm looking for? Vines, I guess. But they both have these like very thorny roses coming from the heels as well. So it's wild is basically the best way I can put it.
Oh, I like your outfit.
Thank you. Would you like help with yours?
No, I have party clothes. I need to go and change then if you are wanting us to change.
Yes, I would like for all of you to change. I mean, you don't have to. I'm trying to be nicer with my words. I just don't think that they would be like, they don't pass the vibe check like at all. So
Talis just offers like a really plastic smile. And they're like trying to get Finley and Ronan out the door into their cars so that we can tell Ronan about the murder part. But the excuse here is that we're all gonna go change. So Talis is trying to get everybody out the door. Just saying like, oh yes, we will go change, but you need to give us time to do that. Where's the party going to be?
Oh, it's going to be at the Grove, actually.
Out of character, what's that again?
It is a park that is typically home to a lot of drug deals.
Yeah.
Oh, fancy place for party.
Yeah, it should be good. I've already got the event coordinator on it.
Did you get a permit?
Yes.
Insight check.
You can tell that Talon has planned this to the nines already. Talon was ready, just needed the okay from one person, and Talon was like, I got it, ready to go.
What's the guest list look like?
Oh, everyone's invited, all of the who's who of town, Silver Crescent, politicians, Abraham.
All right, we're good.
Talon
Yes,
takes a moment.
we're good. We will see you there. Party starts when?
In about 30.
Cool. We are going to go change. Come on, you guys. We are going to go.
Talon was gonna help get me ready.
No, we are all gonna go change. And I'm like,
I can
looking
help you
at you.
get changed, all of you. Like,
No. No. I have my own clothes, thank you.
Ronan kind of takes a step towards Talon and it's like, we're gonna get changed together? Talon can just whip up something for me real quick. I'm not very stylish.
Okay. But you're gonna come with us so that we can all drive to the party together. Talis is trying to like make eye contact with you to communicate this.
And Talon just says, oh yeah, I can go ahead and Talon slaps you on the back. And you feel all of those leather straps that are around you sort of start moving as they form themselves into one like leather bracelet, a leather vest that has like paint splattered on it for some reason. No shirt under the vest. It's just a leather vest. And some jeans that have holes like everywhere. But most of them have been filled with patches of various fabric. None of the patterns the same, all very interesting.
Tully's facial expression changes to a I have no idea what's going on facial expression because this outfit like is different, but it's not any objectively nicer or fancier or more formal than what Ronan was wearing previously.
The vibe, if you will.
I guess I don't understand vibes.
I understand the vibes. Come with me.
And Ronan in this new outfit kind of feels weird because it doesn't feel like that much different, but like kind of digs the pants and is like, all right, let's go get changed together because I might need to get changed too. And like whispers that to Talise under their breath.
Just think camp and Talon.
Oh, I don't do that, but I will dress nicely for you.
Okay, do your best. And with that, in a puff of petals, Talon disappears. Yeah, so it's you three.
I don't own anything for this.
Oh, like Tully starts muttering under their breath in another language that they speak, because I think Tully speaks like at least 4 different languages. Because you gotta, if you're like a comparative English, whatever, like you gotta. But they start muttering under their breath, and they're just like, come on, we have to go change, but also just we have news. And I'm looking at Ronan when I say that.
Yeah, are y'all okay?
Yes and no. Just get in my car, and I'm turning out and I'm walking out of the apartment.
I kind of love this little vibe check that Talon was doing, and y'all are giving very non-vibes right now.
Things got messy.
Come on, Talise is like outside
following.
Ronan just gets into the car, shotgun.
Yeah, y'all get
like in the back seat now. He's probably still so warm from him sitting in it before.
This is so funny. Yeah, so I start driving to where I live, I think. if I'm like actually going to get changed. And in the car, I'm going to look at Finley through the rearview mirror and just say, care to share with Ronan what we just went through?
I'm killing Abraham for my brother. And we have to do it in the next 2 hours.
Like 1.5 now, but yeah.
Yeah.
You're killing Abraham. What is that going to do?
A few things. But they're going to... Everything is very messy, apparently. Now I'm extra confused. What is this thing with Jules?
Jules as a demon queen of...
Yes.
Wow, yeah, y'all went through it. We were just hanging out in this apartment. What is going on?
Jules pulled me into a little vision thing and basically said that trying to stop her would be bad and all that. And said that we were going to be killing the wrong person, offered to give me a tip, and then proceeded not to give me any information, etc., etc.
This town is wild. I know I ran away from my fake court, but I've only been here for a week, and I don't know what's going on. How invested are y'all in this?
I promise it's not normally like this.
How invested are y'all in living here? Can we can just keep driving up to Toronto.
No, I can't leave this place.
I don't do snow.
Well, it seems like y'all are very invested. Do y'all need me? I want to help, but I don't know if I can help. There's a lot of killing and demons. I don't know if I'm ready for all this. What do y'all need me to do? Do you need me to stop the
Keep the Fae
party?
distracted.
Keep them distracted. I can try to do that.
If
Okay.
you could do that, that would be very helpful.
Okay. So just so that we're on the same vibe, are y'all not going to this party to party?
We are
I wouldn't even if I wasn't there to kill someone.
Yeah. I got dragged into this. I don't like killing people. Tully says, full well knowing that they've probably, like, at least ordered hits on people. But I've never pulled the trigger. It's never been my job. I hire somebody else to do that.
All right. Well, I think the Fae Prince will be there. So at the very least, we don't have to stay long. Show face, but where do we need to go to kill Abraham?
Well, he's gonna be there.
Okay. Well, that makes things super easy. See, this party is gonna be
so
fun.
easy, so easy.
Easy.
I'm gonna look at Finley through the rear view again. So, what are we gonna do with the body? What's your plan?
Well, I don't really know how ghost knives work in general. So I don't know what kind of body we're going to end up with. By the way, we have a ghost knife now.
No reaction from Ronan, and Talis is just nodding like, yep, sounds about right.
I think Ronan reaches for the classical modern music and kind of turns it up a little bit as they're very uncomfortable and not quite sure what to do right now until we get to Talis's place.
Yeah. Valid. You all get to Talis's place. Talis, would you like to describe your place to the masses?
Yeah, I can't remember the exact, like, other details, so some stuff might need to be retconned, but I live really close to the library, which, coincidentally has my name on it, but it's like a big, it's the biggest, it's a big public library and community center in the city, and I think it's Wang something. It's the Wang Institute something something. I can't remember
Wang
what I named
Public
it.
Library and Community Center.
There it is. Yeah, and it's this old building, like an old stone or like brick building that has had an extensive additions like tacked onto it. So it used to be this really really small old building, and the old part, the original structure was turned into like a museum about like the history of the city and like all that stuff. And the old entrance has the Chinese characters that in Mandarin just say Wong Public Library on it, but it's been expanded since then. And the community center has like night classes, like all that stuff. There's probably like a gym and like like all that kind of fun stuff. And so right near that library is where I have an apartment. And it's like a modest little place. It's still very nice. It's like obviously a really nice apartment, but it's smaller than I think what you'd expect for someone like me to be living in. And I have the key thing though is that in a city this big, I have parking. Parking in a garage.
Perks.
Yes. The key things in life. But yeah, that's about where I live. And there's something about it being in Zaya's territory or something, but I don't know what. I can't remember the details of that.
Yeah, all good.
But yeah, that's where I live. Inside my apartment, Talis is super into mid-century modern furniture, so that's sort of the vibe in the apartment. Lots of bright colors, which is strange because Talis is almost always wearing all black. Lots of art on the walls, like just kind of like a very homey place. It is excruciatingly neat inside. They keep their home very neat, and they take their shoes off when they enter in and invite you all in as well.
Ronan kind of just stomps through without taking his shoes off. It's like, wow, this place is pretty cool.
Talis turns around and just kind of like looks at it and looks up at you, looks back down, looks up at you.
Oh,
and
Ronan's
says,
like, oh, like just very quickly and throws the shoes out the door. Oh, sorry.
Is this where we have had our meetings before? Have I been here before?
No, we've actually met at the library. There's like a secret back room in the library, which is also near the university that I teach at. I feel like all this stuff is like really, really close because then I can just walk to the university. I can walk to work instead of driving. Yeah, so there's like a secret room above the library or something, and that's where we meet and I do my like crime out of.
Library and crime center. Got it. Finley, with getting more than just a hint when Tullius first takes their shoes off, he definitely like stops and does the whole thing of like unlacing his very nice Oxfords that he wears.
Nice, fancy. And Tullius.
So not to make a big deal about the shoes thing, but aren't we about to? Are we on time limit? Do we need to go kill somebody?
Yes, they asked me to change, so I'm going to do that really quickly. Please have a seat if you'd like. I have tea in my cabinets.
Ronan's already in the cabinets, like smelling the tea leaves and like, oh, this one's good.
Hot
Do you have any Ziploc bags?
In the drawer. And like I'm saying this as I'm walking to like my bedroom in the back so I can go change.
And then I think Ronan tries to take this moment to like comfort Finley and so gets these teas, takes like little sample packets, throws it in their sack and like brings Finley a cup of tea, and it's just like, so you're not changing, you look nice.
Thanks. Right, I was supposed to change, and he's full distracted, clearly thinking about all the stuff he was saying in the car.
Yeah, I meant it when I'll help you kill Abraham if that'll change your mood around.
I think getting through the party and maybe Abraham not will help.
I guess other than everything, it's been nice like getting to know you, not in a way that like I'm about to dip out and like run and start my life in a different place like I have and just like trips over his words and it's like this jasmine tea is really good, isn't it?
He kind of takes a deep breath in of it, kind of trying to find some sort of calm, appreciating Ronan's attempt at calming him down a little bit. He's being very intense.
Not that it really matters, but I want to note that this tea is very expensive. Like, Ronan went for what was probably, like, one of the most expensive teas in my cabinet.
Fair.
Ronan, have you ever had someone ask you to do something knowing that they'll then leave?
No, I usually just leave everybody behind and try to start a new life.
That makes sense.
Was that not the right answer?
No, it's if we do this, my brother will be gone again.
And Ronan's trying to piece together, it's like, and it just kind of falls out of their mouth like, hasn't he been gone for a while?
A decade.
What's another decade? And tries to get a smile out of Finley.
Finley just full like face palms.
Talis, and Ronan just
Yeah.
like, are you ready to vibe this party out? And like Ronan's like stumbling and already like trying to put on his shoes.
Yeah. And Talis comes back out and they're wearing what I'm wearing, which is this dress that has like little bat sleeves. I don't know if you can, I'll do it this way so you can see it.
So good.
And I have a blazer that I've thrown over my shoulders, which keeps falling off my shoulders, but it's there. And they are, yeah, they've done their hair up a little bit to like slicked it back just slightly. And yeah, necklace, you know, the whole thing. They're showing a lot more skin than they normally do. Because, like, normally I wear, like, a turtleneck with a blazer over that, so, it's a very elegant party look, not at all the vibe from what, Ronan, or they showed what the vibe was. That is not what they're wearing, but, you know, Talis has one look. They stick to that.
All right.
You do
Looks
something while you stick to it.
Yeah. Oh, they've also taken their glasses off, so they...
Finley kind of looks at the situation, kind of looks down at his kind of business security guard outfit and reaches back, and for the most part up to now he's had his hair tied back in this very messy ponytail, and he pulls it down and it's pretty messy while it's down too, but he's like literally letting his hair down in an attempt to try and look a little bit different.
I think Ronan walks over with Finley's shoes and a hairbrush, and it's like, here you go. And just like hands him a hairbrush and your nice shoes.
Thanks. Thank you for the tea. I guess also Talis, thank you for the tea.
Yeah, Talis, this tea is amazing. I might take the whole container. I'm just kidding. I took like half of it.
Finley starts brushing his hair, and as he's doing that, you actually see like a small shimmer of like pieces of gold that just start to like appear as flecks in his clothes. It's an attempt. It's not grand, but it's definitely different.
You look nice.
Thanks. Let's party.
Party
have-
and kill Abraham.
Yeah, do you have the thing? The thing?
Pulls out the knife.
Oh,
Oh yeah, this is
I honestly don't know what was in my head when I kept saying kill Abraham, but that made it really real.
yeah, this thing has there's like runes and stuff on it, and kind of holds it out very awkwardly.
Ronan's
Like
like
he's not
dodging it. Yeah.
a weapons dude. He's like, I don't know what this is.
Okay. So just to clarify, my role is to distract the Fae while you do with whatever you do with that.
Yes,
Yeah.
that is correct.
Do we need to plan anything else, or are we ready to vibe? I mean, party. I mean, go kill Abraham.
We need to stop saying "go kill Abraham" out loud.
There's that. I've also never done this.
Me neither.
I might have.
What?
I don't know. I might have killed someone, like not trying to. I don't know.
At that,
Can you ever?
go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just gonna, can you ever be sure that things that you do don't have repercussions, and you might have accidentally killed someone that you didn't know about?
I had hoped that I'm more aware of the impact that I have on people.
Philly just stares at Ronan mid tying his shoe, just like no, back to shoe tying.
Yeah, both,
For what it's worth,
both of me. Just
for
like,
what it's worth, I don't remember killing anybody, and it's like Ronan's like, ooh, just trying to like walk towards the door and like open. So we have like maybe like 90 minutes left. How long we need? Time's a ticking and vibes are vibing.
let's go. How far is the Grove from my apartment, which is downtown?
Like 5 to 10 minutes. It's something.
Cool. I'd
I
probably
suck at
drive
travel
since
times.
we're on a time limit. Back in the car, Tully says.
As you get outside, oh no, you're parked in the garage actually. You get to the garage, get in the car, and start to head that way. As soon as you're done backing out of the garage, however, you see fly across in front of your windshield a crow with a single red feather on one of the wings. But that's all you see of it at first. And then any of you who was particularly listening would hear small crow feet on the roof.
I think like I turned the music down after that because I thought I heard something and I turn it down. And then I definitely hear like crow feet on the roof. I reach up and I like open like the sunroof shade thing in my car. Like I don't open the sunroof, but like you know that thing you can open and close.
Yeah.
And I look up.
You see the crow is looking down into the car, and as soon as you open the sunroof, it starts like pecking at the glass.
Is that normal? That's not normal. I know that's not normal.
Do we let the bird in or no? Everybody vote.
You know what? Why not?
Yeah, it can't get any weirder, can it?
Wait, I was just trying to be normal like y'all, and y'all are trying to let this raven in?
I think it's a crow.
Oh, this crow in? I don't know birds in this realm. Sorry.
No, no worries. I say as I like I'm like looking at it as I press the button to like move.
Oh, are you sure that thing looks like it's gonna peck things?
As soon as you open it, even a smidge, you see as it dissipates into this black and red smoke, that immediately goes into the crack and expands itself into the seat next to Kai, or to Finley, excuse me, names.
Whoa.
If everyone would like to roll put a face to a name with Wild.
I don't think this is a raven or a crow.
Someday I'll roll well.
7.
5.
Lucky number 8.
Okay. It's more funny if Finley knows exactly who this is. So Finley, you're gonna know who this is.
Cool.
God damn. This is Jericho. Jericho is one of the lesser demons in the city. Doesn't really do deals, doesn't really have tainted and all that stuff. Kind of just a person that lays low as much as he can. And if you need him for something, he'll think about it. He does, however, from time to time decide to shepherd a soul back to the mortal plane so that they can get their revenge. Hi, Finley. How do you know Jericho?
I probably went a begging at some point for some help.
Makes sense.
Probably hit a low point where I went, no, he's dead. Jericho, help me.
Oh, that's so ironic right now. Yeah, so Jericho has one on you after that. And you sort of see as Jericho appears, he's just sort of hands behind the head, feet kicked up on the middle console. So we're going to the party.
Hi, Jericho.
Hi.
You know about this party too?
Yes.
Oh, geez. How many people are going to be there?
It's the only nightlife event that's happening tonight. So I assume like everybody.
Well, there was a funeral, but I heard, dead crowd and all that.
He just looks at you like, what? Why would you say such a thing?
A disrespect.
Ronan is like, y'all are wild. Like, what is this? Is not normal. This, and like pokes Jericho's boot and's like, crow demon. Hi.
What's up?
What are you doing here?
Oh, I'm your chaperone for the event.
You're the what?
Chaperone.
We don't need a chaperone. What are you talking about?
I would say that normally. However, my charge has asked me to make sure that you do what needs to be done. So, chaperone.
Oh.
Do what needs to be done?
Yes.
Lucas sent you.
Mm-hmm.
Got it.
Okay.
Oof.
I turned back to focus on driving because for a moment, Talis was worried that this person was here to make sure we didn't kill a guy. But now that he's on board, Talis is like, okay, fine, whatever, letting it happen. This night's already been weird enough.
Yeah. You drive to the event. Does anyone want to have conversation as you're driving there?
Yeah. It's me.
Do it.
Finley kind of like lets the air settle for a minute on the whole chaperone thing. How long have you known?
Well, I brought him back carrying the 4 maybe 3 months ago, but he was still getting his feet wet with the whole situation until very recently. So
3 months.
Yeah.
Your line of business messy already.
A little. Like a smidge.
What did the crescent give you?
Well, I have been trying to get my hands on a little piece of property on the other side of town, and they were willing to get the price down a bit.
Oh, which one?
Sorry, excuse me. The forest over by the grove.
As a professional courtesy, next time, maybe tell someone when you take a pass and then do something anyways. That would have been helpful.
It would have to you.
Sure.
I'm sorry, but Finley, you're not my responsibility.
Yeah. We're going to do his stupid thing. What happens when his list is done?
He rests in peace. Actually, like, you know how everyone says rests in peace when they're at like funerals, but you don't actually know if they're actually resting in peace. They could be in unending torment, all that stuff, yada yada yada. However, knowing that the people who got him in the situation that he was in have all had their just desserts, he'll finally be able to move on.
And he'll just be gone.
Yes, asterisk.
You know I need to know. What's the asterisk?
I am not allowed to tell you, unfortunately, yet.
Ronan just like burst in, like knowing Finley's going through. It's like, what do you mean? Hi, my name's Ronan, and you just came into this car through a sunroof as a crow, and Finley's asking you questions very nicely, and you said you can't tell until
later.
It's later. It's
no,
literally
there's
always
a specific condition that has to be met for me to tell the asterisk addendum. That condition has not been met yet, hence I cannot give said information.
What happens if you just tell Finley? It's just us in the car, chaperone.
Someone would get upset, and
see Finley. Finley is very upset right now. And I'm getting there. You're messing the vibe check up.
Can I get a persuade an NPC from Ronan?
Hell yeah.
That's 2 6s.
Oh!
6 baby.
Okay. So I'm not supposed to tell you this because Luca was not very focused on this prospect when I introduced it to him, and he didn't really want to talk about it. So I said, it's a long story. But if I tell you this, you can't let anyone else know. Okay?
Sure.
Okay. So there is a loophole that can be exploited and is exploited from time to time. Essentially, the list that Luca has, everyone on that list has to die for him to be done. per se. However, they have to stay dead for him to stay being done. Do you understand what the words that I'm saying and that I'm not saying?
Yes.
Ronan's still just like mad, just like
because if that loophole were exploited, a lot of the things that are in effect because of this, it's not a formal contract, it's sort of an agreement. A lot of the things that have been happening, say his anger and want for vengeance and tunnel vision. Don't tell him I said tunnel vision. It's fine.
I noticed.
Those would also fade.
Because the list would be done, and that would rid him of that.
Done, asterisk, yes.
Finley, does that help?
A lot. Thank
Okay.
you.
For what? I didn't say anything.
Didn't hear anything.
This music's nice.
Yeah.
Ronan reaches and turns it up as we...
You turn it up, and it's almost like as you're turning it up, even past when you stop turning it up, it starts getting louder as it's blending with the music of the event that you're approaching. And we will describe that event after a break.
Heck yeah. I want to add really quickly, it's Carol of the Bells, but with like drums behind it, you know what I mean? And then there's like the oots of like the party, you know? And it sounds really cool, you guys.
It's blending so nicely. Okay, y'all, we're gonna go ahead and take a 5-10 minute break, collect ourselves, and then come back for the other half of the episode.
Who's ready to party?
Hi, hello, and we're back. It is time for a fae party, but not just a fae party, a revenge party. So, as all of you pull up to this event, first of all, your first instinct is that you somehow went the wrong way, because there's no way this is the Grove. The parking lot is completely like clean. It's like someone just redid the lining on the parking lot as well. And in the actual park, all of the litter gone, all of any like shady business that you typically see at like whichever way you turn when you're in the Grove. No, there is instead a very large white tent that you can see from the front entrance, a bunch of different colored lights coming from it. And then also the music blasting. You can see that there is a line to get in, even though everyone in the city wasn't invited. There is a like bouncer at the door with a clipboard, like, are you on the list? If you look in through the doorway, you can see they went all out for this. There are trapeze artists. There are fire breathers. There are hors d'oeuvres and all of that stuff being served by, by statues that are somehow mobile. I think Ronan is probably the least surprised out of this, because this is a little bit tame for a fae party. But it is gorgeous and overwhelming to all of your senses as you approach. When you park, Jericho gets up, straightens his clothes out. He is in just a like black suit that has a single red stripe going across the like from the top right shoulder to the bottom left. But if you look at his hand his hand is also that same color of red. And he sort of just gets out, straightens himself up. Okay, are you all ready to go in, do a murder? You have like an escape route for after you do the murder, or how much of this have you planned?
Not a lot. I can get out pretty quietly.
What happens if we don't kill them in time?
So here's the thing, that's not up to me, that's up to Luca, and I think Luca would be pretty damn upset. And when people like Luca get pretty damn upset, most of the time more people die than originally intended. So yeah.
How much time do we have left?
1 hour, 23 minutes, and 56 seconds.
Okay. I look at Finley.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you want to do this?
I think we have to get Abraham alone. And you need to be far enough away to have some deniability.
Yeah, I would very much like to not be associated with this at all. I could try and get him alone. Like, I think me, the player, I'm trying to think like, because I knew Abraham fairly well because I knew the
Yes.
mayor very well.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a person? Is there like a person that Abraham would be interested in talking to?
Give me.
Also, is Mr. Charles Shearhart Jr. gonna be here? Because I have a debt on this guy.
Yes. He will be here. Actually, I think you would know that is probably someone that Abraham would like to speak to.
Cool. Is this like a one giant like tent kind of situation, or are there like gardens or whatever outside where people can have quieter conversations?
So as you approach, and as soon as you're like out of the parking lot and step up onto the curb, the scene changes a bit. And the outside of the tent is no longer this large field with trees sparse about. There are statues of different types of flowers. There is a hedge garden, but the hedges are obscenely tall. There is no way you would be able to see over it to try to navigate through it. There are a few like gazebos, and then also a few closed off gazebos that you would be able to go into for privacy if you would like. But yeah,
privacy.
Privacy, wink, wink. So yeah.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, Talis is forming a plan. Something about at least lying about Charles wanting to talk to Abraham and telling Abraham, oh, he's out there in that one gazebo, and then bam, it's Finley with a knife. Like,
Ooh.
like I above the table. I think that's my plan right now. That's the best idea I got.
Okay. Do y'all want to head in with that?
Yeah. I mean,
is there
I
a
think
line or anything?
Yeah, there is
There's
a line.
Ronan, you know that you can skip the line.
Yeah,
And if
I
you
was
have
gonna
people
say,
with
like,
you, you can skip the line.
Yeah. I think Ronan will just like try to get everybody straight to the front.
I think before we fully go in, Eli, would I know that if I channel now, would I be able to sustain it for the reasonable amount of time between now and possibly when all of this would transpire?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, then I'm going to try and channel, and hopefully this time I don't screw it up. Here's hoping. Hey, I didn't screw it up. That's a 10.
Ew. Hey!
All right, I hold 3. Here we go. We ride.
Nice. You're locked and ready to go.
Yeah. So again, Finley kind of draws in like the places on the asphalt where there's just like almost tar in the seams of the stones and things like that, and like draws them up as he draws on just the raw magic of Dalton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As you do this and approach, I think the bodyguard stops you for a moment, not looking at any of your faces, but actually looking at your clothes. Not Ronan, because Ronan got vibe approval. And just says, I can't stop you from going in because of your outfits. However, I just want you to know that if this becomes a regular thing, this is not the vibe. Just, no.
What is wrong with what I am wearing?
Do you see the party that's going on in here? Do you see this? There's a person hanging from their ankles 20 feet up in the air.
And what about my outfit says that I can't be an enjoyer of whatever this is?
If you don't understand that, there's no helping you.
With the drawn magic now, this like Finley just kind of pats his chest, and what was just like a dull shimmer becomes this like oil slick gradient and kind of spills down into this kind of asymmetrical long vest thing. It's still black, but the whole front of it has like a stripe on each side of like matte black, but then the rest of it is this like oil slick black fabric. And he does this like it's nothing, and he's just like, is that better?
That is the vibe. You got it.
Right.
He's very impressed with you.
Ronan just tries to get everybody out of this situation and just like behind everyone, just like, come on. All right.
Walk inside.
We're in.
You're inside. The music is loud, but it seems like anytime you start to try to talk to someone, it's almost like this canal is between you and whoever you're talking to. So the music isn't overpowering your speech. So that's a very good perk that the Fae have added to this venue. It's crowded. There are a lot of people in here, most of which you would recognize if you've been in the city for a period of time. Others, most of you wouldn't, minus Ronan. But everyone seems to be having an amazing time, just chit-chatting, dancing, watching as the fire breather shoots fireballs at the person swinging on the trapeze, trying to hit them. It's wild, but it's fun.
I would like to note that there's probably at least one person who sees me and is like looking really shocked because Talis does not show up to these kinds of events. I think people in their circles like invite them, but they never show up. So it's it's kind of strange that I'm here.
Yeah.
Which Talis is noticing and is like, huh. I'm scanning to try and find Charles to see if he's here, and then also looking for Abraham. And I'm trying to scatter too, like move away from you two that I just walked in with.
Ronan follows like very closely, not understanding that you're trying to scatter.
I turn around and I look at you and I'm like, go entertain the fake.
I thought we had a plan.
Yeah, and I'm gonna do my part. You do your part.
Or let's go meet the guy. Your guy.
Oh, the prince.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
I feel like Ronan, right when you say that guy, like Ronan turns around and there's like this like cut scene of like this prince just like maybe on stage or something. Yeah.
Mhm.
Hallelujah.
Yeah. You so here's how we split. Talis, you are looking for either Abraham or
Charles.
Excuse me. And the other two of you are looking for the Fey Prince, who is actually, you start looking a little bit closer at the person on the trapeze. And lo and behold, it is Fey Prince Dorian. Just having a grand old time.
Dorian.
He sort of, you see him do a like triple flip off of the trapeze and land on one of the platforms and just flawlessly bend down, pick up a champagne glass and start drinking.
Like the well-trained person in society that Finley is, he claps, but there's like no actual enjoyment to it. He just knows he's supposed to clap.
Yes.
Finley, that's the prince.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Flashy, super flashy.
Mm-hmm.
Should we just what do you want me to do again? You just want me to ask him straight up? Do I need to be like Talis and get them into a corner and like?
Let's not corner the prince. This is probably the wrong place for that. Let's start by just, you're supposed to talk to him, right? So we're gonna talk to him, right?
Yeah,
we're just gonna talk to him, and
and then Ronan's like, Dorian,
like
waves, and like almost like weaves his way with like one hand grabbing Finley.
Snatched. You yell over at Dorian, and his head immediately shifts in your direction, and this humongous grin comes across Dorian's face as he just says, "Ronan, darling, where have you been?"
Honestly, I try to get away from y'all.
Oh, that's great.
But it is good to see you. Yeah,
you as well. Who's your friend?
This is Finley.
Why do neither of you have drinks in your hand?
we just got in the door.
You should have already had two then. And he gestures for one of the statues to come over with this plate of bubbling champagne. But as you get closer, you realize the bubbles are like little glitter fountains that are inside of each champagne glass. And they are handed to the both of you.
Finley takes it and kind of looks at it, having thoughts about like fairy tales and consuming things that the Fae give you.
I think Dorian sees this and just says, "Oh, it's mortal friendly. You'll be fine."
Okay. Very politely takes a little sip.
Tastes good.
Ronan just downs it and grabs the second one. See, we already have two. So you're a trapeze artist now?
On the side, I do pretty much everything. Trapeze artisting, fire breathing, climbing, hiking, water polo, water basket weaving, and he's going to keep going until you stop him.
Well, I mean, amazing as always, but how did y'all get everything? How long has this party been planned?
Oh, I think Talon reached out about it last week, maybe.
Last week?
Yes.
It's been weird. Do you know much about this town?
No, it's I'm just going to be honest with you. Actually, it's kind of raggedy.
Right.
I can't find a better word for it. It could use a bit of sprucing up, which is what we've done here in the Grove. So obviously, a bit of sprucing up actually helps things, but it could use a touch up. That's about all I can say.
and you don't find it just I don't know. Honestly, I was just at a funeral, and then the people here are a little weird, right? Would you?
Oh, yes. I typically find mortals to be weird, but I got used to it after a while. They're just not going to be on the same level as you and I.
Finley's just kind of like pretending to not be offended, but also like, yeah, people kind of suck, sure.
But yeah, how did was there any sort of guest list, or I know we keep saying everybody's invited, but it looks like everybody here was at the funeral of the mayor. Did you know about the funeral of the mayor?
I did. I was invited as well, but there were just some individuals there that I would rather not consort with. So I decided to pay my respects from the Fey realm.
If you don't mind my asking, who? Your Majesty.
It's no secret that, Orpheus is not a friend to most, especially not the Fae. So any event that he was coming to, I really didn't want anything to do with.
Fair. Well, this is a neat party.
Neat.
Yeah.
My darling, that is a statue of a walrus that is serving pigs in a blanket. And neat is the word that you came up with for this masterpiece?
It's quite something.
That's actually a big compliment coming from Finley.
You should work on those.
Mm-hmm.
You stopped drinking.
Oh, sorry. Yep. And he throws the whole thing back really awkwardly.
So I'm assuming Orpheus isn't coming, just like
No.
Ronan's kind of like joking.
No, not at all. We said everyone in the city was invited. We didn't need him. And he sort of got that hint as soon as he saw that I was going to be here. So,
is there anybody else that you wouldn't want to just casually see show up at this party?
I feel like you have someone in mind, darling.
No, these are just casual questions, and looks over at Finley.
Well, I don't know. I heard that the mayor's, the deceased mayor's, the extra deceased, that Abraham was coming. Is that true?
Yeah. He is actually over, probably sat at the bar. He was not having a great time throughout the day, so I think he's sort of sulking a bit.
What about, Namdi or any of those types?
Namdi was invited, but pretty much immediately rescinded the invitation.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But said no. I guess has stuff going on today. I don't know. Most people said yes. Really, the only ones that said no were Namdi and Orpheus and Will as well.
Mm-hmm. Good to know.
Well, Finley, could you go get me another drink at the bar? I need to catch up with Prince Dorian real quick. And it's like very obviously like go to the bar.
Finley kind of like awkwards himself out of the conversation and goes towards the bar.
I think as you do that, Ronan, you see Dorian get this like wide grin on his face, and it's like, all right, the mulch is gone, so I have this, and he pulls out a bottle of this, like basically the Fey equivalent of Everclear, and just like shots.
How about in about an hour and 21 minutes and 37 seconds?
It's oddly specific, but I'll go for it.
All right.
And with that, we sort of pan the camera over to Talis as you are looking for either Abraham or Charles. And I'm going to roll a dice to see who you see first. So after a bit of looking around, you see Charles sitting on one of the couches talking up an individual who I'm not sure if you recognize, actually. If you want to roll put a face to a name with power.
Six.
So close.
Well, I had a 7, but power is -1 for me.
That's how it is. I think the face looks familiar, but you're not fully sure who it is. But seems to be having a like very in-depth conversation, like not intense as in like shouting or anything, but like it doesn't seem like they're talking party talk. It looks more business.
Cool. And so above the table question, Charles is in my web because he sold me out to one of my enemies according to my character sheet, and now he owes me a debt because I guess the plan failed. And so then we talked about how he sold me out to the Silver Crescent by telling his friend B like where I am, because I guess the Silver Crescent was looking for me. And then this led to the death of Connor because I was often at Connor's business. And somehow I found out that he was responsible for that, which is how he got in my web, right?
Yes.
Do you think have Charles and I talked since then?
I think Charles has tried to avoid the fuck out of you.
Cool. Good. I am, when I spot him on the couches, I am going to just casually like sit next to / near him. Just like make like if there's like a chair next to the couch that they're on, like I want to just like sit down and just like do a little wave.
I think he's in the middle of saying something, and that's why we need to go and get, and then he notices that you're there and he stops immediately.
Go and get what?
Nothing, actually. Business stuff with Lysander.
Lysander.
Yes.
Is that a name that you've mentioned before?
Yes.
Yeah, because I was like, that sounds so familiar.
That's Finley's boss.
Ah.
Yeah, I'm having a talk with Lysander about things concerning Lysander. Hi.
I haven't seen you lately.
No, I've been trying to not go to the coffee shop as much. I'm doing decaf where I can.
I see. And I just like sigh, and I'm looking at him, and I look at Lysander and I say, would you please excuse us?
Lysander has a look, hasn't really been fazed by you showing up, but does like, I think you see a look of recognition in his eyes, but you're not sure where that's coming from.
They're after me.
Yeah. And they just say, all right, well, we can finish this conversation another time. Talis, pleasure seeing you, as always.
Same to you.
And he gets up and he walks over in the direction of one of the bars.
Finley. I'm gonna look at Charles and I'm just going to say, you need to leave.
Talis, I think everyone was invited to this party, so I have just as much of a right to be here as you do.
And I think, and maybe I'm reading this wrong, but according to how this web things works, like I guess at the start of the game and then when time passes, so I guess I get one at the beginning of the game, and then like when a considerable amount of time has passed, I can choose someone in my web and learn a secret about them that they'd rather keep buried. And I haven't done that yet, and I want that to be him.
Yeah. So the secret that you get on Charles,
Dig that dirt.
Charles was intricately involved in what happened with the 3 returnees after they were captured or found. Charles didn't really know how the Silver Crescent got their hands on Stefan or Amari or Luca, and he didn't ask questions, but he basically was the one who did a lot of the background research that helped the Silver Crescent do what they did.
And remind me again. So the Silver Crescent was working with the mayor to try and get.
So basically, the mayor had asked the Silver Crescent to prepare these three individuals in a certain way. Basically, they were like, we need these people to be magically inclined, and even though they weren't before, so that we can use them for what we need to do. Silver Crescent was like, okay, pay this price and we'll do it, no questions asked. And they did it.
I see. Then I think Talis is just gonna hit him with the "I know what you did," just let him know that they're aware of that, and also the attempt. I don't know if the Silver Crescent wants me dead, but Talis is gonna let him know that they know that he tried to get at me somehow.
That's okay. So that's very complicated. And I understand why it would look like I tried to get you killed or kidnapped or something. Do you get kidnapped as a vampire? You're pretty old. It's not a kid then. It's like that wrong topic of questioning. Anyway, I see how it would look like that, but that is actually not at all what I was trying to do. What I was trying to do was keep my family safe.
From who?
The Silver Crescent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why? What do they have on you then?
I dabbled in some research in my younger years, and now, and probably for the rest of my life, that I probably shouldn't have, and that has gotten me in a lot of trouble over the years. And essentially, they said either you can use that knowledge to help us, or we're going to oust you to the community, and there's going to be people on your ass. And I would rather not have those people on my ass because like I was young, I was full of life, I was full of a lot of things, hubris mainly. And I have a life now with a wife and a missing child. It's fine. It's handled. We're good. But I didn't want that stuff to mess up my now time. So when the Silver Crescent came to me and said, "You better fucking do this," I said, "Fuck yeah, I'll do it." And then they kind of just have me on retainer now.
It's amusing to me that you are more scared of them than you should be of me.
I get where you're coming from, definitely. However, this is a very large organization that has their pockets or their hands in a lot of people's pockets around town.
And you say that like I don't as well?
Yes, you do. However, you didn't know X, Y, and Z about me in my past. They did. So if it came down to turning you over or turning myself over, I'm sorry, but it had to be you.
Talis, like, visibly bites back something else that I think they really wanted to say to him. And I think they just, like, stare at him and just say, like, I can't believe you would trade your daughter for this.
My daughter?
Connor?
I didn't trade Connor. What are you talking about?
Connor died because of what you did.
You see his face drop. You're lying.
Why would I?
Because you're trying to get back at me in some way, and that's...
She's been gone, hasn't she?
Yes, she is grown. Grown people go sometimes, and then they come back, and then it's
when
fine.
You told your friend Lysander, or whoever you told about me, Connor was caught in the crossfire, and she died.
Roll persuade an NPC.
Okay. And wait. So I can spend my debt on this guy to advance persuade an NPC, but the like the English like the writing on my character sheet doesn't make any sense, so I think there's a typo. But it says advance persuade an NPC when spend a debt with them before rolling, and I have no idea what that means.
Basically, if you spend a debt with them, you can advance the move, and there's like an advanced option. I will say, I'll go ahead and tell you.
Found it. On a 12, no, persuade. If I get more than a 12, they do what you ask and help you see it through to its end.
Yes. I will tell you, this is not a typical persuade an NPC roll. This is basically just to see if he believes you.
Oh, okay. Then I'll just do it normal. What's the breakdown again? Is it 7 to 9 is one tier, and then okay. So a 10 plus, okay, so then I wouldn't do it. I have a +1 forward from earlier, but it wouldn't push me over, so I got an 8.
Okay. How do you know? How the fuck would you even know?
Wait a sec. 9, because I forgot to add +1 from heart, so then adding my +1 would put me at a 10.
There it is.
Okay, I'll do that.
We got there.
Like, wait a minute, I have to add something to this.
I think the drink that's in his hand just falls to the floor. Why? How do you know?
How do I know that she died?
Yes. How do you know that my child is dead?
I go to her coffee shop almost every day. She's not been there. I was worried and concerned, but I saw her tonight as a specter.
So she's here still.
Somewhere.
And she didn't come to tell us what happened.
She doesn't quite remember. But you did this to her. Even if not directly.
Why? Why are you telling me this?
You need to leave. If you leave, I will tell you everything else that I know.
I think you see his hands sort of shaking as he does not know what to do right now. And he just stands up, straightens his suit jacket. You need to tell me everything.
I will. And Talis also stands up. And I'm assuming he's turning to leave.
Mm-hmm.
As he's leaving, Talis will just say, "It was so nice talking to you."
As you see him walking away, you can see his fists are clenched. And he walks.
Cool. So he's gone.
Yeah.
And Talis is like, okay, cool. He's gone. So now I'm gonna try and find Abraham, because I want to tell Abraham that this guy wants to talk to you, but I had to get rid of the guy first, so it would look like that he's not there and is at the place I want him to go.
Yeah. You see Abraham.
Such a good plan.
It's going good. No mess ups yet. We're good. You see Abraham sitting at the bar. Looks a lot worse than he did this morning or this afternoon at the funeral. Just sort of staring into a cup of what looks like whiskey.
Is this the same bar that Lysander went to?
You see, as you approach, you see Lysander was talking to him for a moment and just gives a reassuring rub on the back and turns to leave. I need real quick a keep your cool roll from Finley if you want to avoid being seen by Lysander.
Yeah. Let's
go,
not
Finley,
get
go.
seen by Lysander.
Go, Finley, go.
That's with what stat am I adding?
That's with spirit.
How about a 4? Hi, Lysander.
Oh no.
So Lysander leaves your view, Talis, and also leaves your view, Finley. And Talis, you are able to approach Abraham, if you wish.
Oh, I thought you were gonna do a thing with Finley. Okay.
In a minute.
Oh, okay. So, I think Lysander leaves, and regardless if it's because he saw me or whatever, like Tully's just assumes it's because he saw me. And wherever, like, I'm just gonna take his spot next to Abraham. I'm assuming he was sitting on like the stool next to him or whatever. Tully's is gonna slide in real smooth and order a drink at the bar. And look at Abe and just say, tough day.
You could say that.
What are you and Lysander doing?
Lysander wanted to pay his respects, but I'm pretty sure he
Very kind
literally
of him.
just wants in on the mayor's seat that just opened up, so don't really believe a damn thing he says.
That is a thing. The seat, the election, all that. Oh. Well, Talise is gonna take a sip of the drink that they got and just like sigh and say, quite a different event than the funeral earlier, huh?
Yeah, it's hard seeing all the people who were crying over his casket this morning, drinking and laughing and watching some human jump off of a trapeze or whatever the fuck.
Human.
It's hard, and I honestly don't even want to be here, but
I'm sure Frankie showing up did not help either.
no, not at all. Not in the slightest.
What did he want anyway?
Frankie's never liked me, and I think he just wanted to make it very clear that he still doesn't like me.
I see. So, I heard you were interested in talking to one Mr. Charles Shearhart?
Yeah. There's some things that are in my late husband's will that need to be addressed, and I think Charles would be the best person to help with it. So,
Out of character. Is that like, is he a lawyer or something? Like, what's he do?
yes, I think his surface job is he's a attorney.
Ah, I see. Well, I was just talking to him earlier, and he mentioned you as well. Did you reach out to him or something?
Yeah, earlier today I sent an email to his office, but I assumed it was later,
He's
so I
very
assumed he
busy,
wouldn't
I
respond.
know.
He's busy. Yeah.
Very popular, very good attorney.
Yeah, lovely.
Anyways, he's here.
Oh.
Charles.
Well, I don't want to bother him if he's trying to enjoy the day.
No, he's here on business. And he's interested in talking to you.
Persuade an NPC.
Okay, cool.
That's either really good or really bad.
That was really good, and I just am unable to do math. Oh, it's plus heart. Okay, that's a 12.
Anywho,
I was like, please don't fail. This role is really important to the whole murder aspect of our plan.
Thank you, Dice.
um,
Has a heart attack and dies right there.
Yep. He sort of straightens up a little bit. He says, "Oh, well, all right. I guess if he wants to talk to me, where is he exactly?"
I think I saw him, and they're getting up out of their chair, and they're like gonna jerk their head to be like, "Oh, follow me."
All right. And he gets up and starts following you where you go.
He wanted to pick a quiet, private place so that you could talk about, all the important stuff that you have to talk about.
Yeah.
Over there. And they were gonna walk to like the edge of the tent place, and there's like a back entrance or whatever, where all the gazebos and stuff are.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that Finley's ready.
Finley, are you at the spot that you need to go to? You're muted.
You're muted.
I purposely clicked unmute. Fail. I was going to the bar, but I'm going to imagine I clocked Talis when I was actively trying to hide from Lysander.
Yeah.
Okay. Then yeah, I would probably just start moving towards the door. And if I see Talis get up, then I will probably also start to like go outside to kind of see where Abraham is going, to see where maybe they've directed him to go.
Yeah, and like, are you within earshot of me sneaking around, or are you far?
I'd imagine I'm far enough away that no one would clock me staring at you.
Okay, cool, good. Then I'm gonna do like a thing, because I think I noticed you, and I'm just gesturing with a hand to point to one of the gazebos that is empty, one of like the private ones or whatever, and I'm gonna tell him, I don't know if he's in there yet, but he said to meet him at this place. He might be getting a drink. I don't know, but he's there.
All right. Well, thank you, Talis. It means a lot. And it's been a lot of business today, but and if you allow him to, he's going to pull you into a hug.
Talis isn't really a huggy person.
I think he starts to do it then, and he's like, thank you.
You're welcome. And Talis is just gonna like give him like a little nod, and they're going to turn and walk away and go sit somewhere else publicly in view of people, and they're just like in their head counting down like, this is loud, there's so much happening, I am overwhelmed, but I just have to stick this out a little longer and then I can leave.
I would like a put a face to a name roll with mortality from Talis and Ronan.
9.
$11.
Perfect. So this isn't going to be a normal put a face to a name roll, because there are special circumstances going on. But you see with great shock, is that it literally can't be. What the hell is Daniel doing here?
Who's Daniel?
Daniel, former detective, private eye for a lot of the supernatural happenings that happen in the city. I feel like Daniel on various occasions has like not had bad run-ins with the two of you, but like you knew who Daniel was. Good guy, however, fell into a pretty bad situation and should be very dead. And because of the circumstances of his death, you know that he can't be a revenant because it wasn't violent enough. And you would say it's a specter, except for the fact that Daniel's definitely been dead and gone and put to rest and all of that stuff. Like, all of that stuff already happened. Daniel's gone. But now you're seeing Daniel again, this time creeping at the edge of the tent, not really speaking to anyone, but very much like analyzing the crowd.
And I see this, and
Ronan
sees this.
Yeah, I think Ronan has been gossiping with Prince Dorian and just like kind of going around the crowd in jest of like, what do you think of this person's outfit and stuff? And then Daniel walks through the door, I'm assuming.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of Ronan's kind of taken back, and it's like, do you know that person, Dorian?
Oh, but no, they seem kind of boring, honestly.
Yeah, does not pass the vibe check and is trying to like maybe look around and try to find Talis, or just Talis and or Finley, and it's just like, this is weird, knowing all that Daniel wasn't. This is, I don't know what this Daniel version is.
Yeah. Talis, in the back of your head, you hear in a very familiar voice, the target you seek isn't the one you're after. And we cut over inside of the gazebo. Abraham is sort of like pacing and looking at the woodwork of the gazebo itself, and inlaid in all the columns are flowers and vines and trees and scenery. And Kai, you see this as you approach.
Finley?
Finley, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's all good. While Finley was watching Abraham go into the gazebo, he is going to kind of draw the shadows closer. I'm going to veil myself for a moment.
Okay.
And just kind of step into the gazebo and watch Abraham for a moment and just kind of try and get a read, knowing that Talis told me that there's more to this, but I'm also trying to do what Luca said.
I would like for you to let it out real quick. Not a normal let it out roll, because none of these rolls are normal, but
we do nothing normal here.
This is just a normal party, you guys. Have fun, kick back, relax a bit.
6.
How bad do you want the information?
Real bad. I will take what you got.
You want to get exposed right now to your target?
You know what? Yeah, let's do it.
You start thinking really hard about the vision that you had. The vision that of the mayor dying by Abraham's hand. And you focus a little bit on Abraham himself, and sort of this, like, you're pulling a lot to try to like remember this vision, because the knife itself is trying to give you the information again. However, because you're veiled, it's not like there's some interference that's going on, essentially.
Sure.
The individual that you saw in the vision had on the back of his hand what looked just like a mole at first, maybe, but the closer you look at it, it's probably more like a birthmark, in the shape of, for lack of a better image, Texas, which was something that you weren't looking for the first time, so you didn't notice it. And as you flip back into present time and try to superimpose that image over the image of Abraham that you're seeing right now, no birthmark. And Abraham is sort of just leaning against one of the pillars, staring at his phone, and looks up. Finley? Why do you have that? He gestures towards the knife, which is glowing in your pocket.
Someone's making it very convenient to kill you.
And are you going to?
Show me your hands.
You show me yours.
Finley holds out his hands, the knife in one.
Holds up his hands. No birthmark.
Have you seen this knife before?
In research, yes.
You should really make yourself scarce.
Well, Finley, that really wasn't the deal. And I really thought you were going to follow through with it, but seeing as you won't, and you hear this coming from behind you as the familiar voice of Luca, approaches you. I'm now going to give you 5 seconds to follow through. If you don't follow through, I will take the knife from you and I will kill him myself.
You lied.
I didn't lie.
Then who actually did this?
Abraham.
He didn't.
What do you mean he didn't? I watched. Do you? You're going to try to tell me who killed me?
The person.
Really?
The person I was sent to kill has a birthmark that, unless Abraham has new hands, he doesn't have.
Persuade an NPC. Don't fail.
Oh, thank God.
Out of character question. So what's going on right now is the birthmark from the vision from the knife of the person who killed Luca is not the same hands as Abraham.
Above table, Abraham did not kill Luca.
Yeah.
Oh, but Luca thinks he did, which is
Luca
why he
thinks
wants...
he did, and that is the
okay.
vision that was seen, was Abraham killing Luca.
I see. And the Abraham from the vision has a birthmark or no?
Yes.
Okay.
These negatives always fight me.
No!
On the dice, it's a 9, but I have a -1 in heart.
Okay. Well, that's still partial.
Yeah. Hate a negative.
Unless you can find me or figure out who actually did this, if you're so convinced that it was someone else, you have maybe 10 minutes to find me that person before I proceed to rip Abraham's head off his body.
I know.
Cutting back to the inside. And this is the last thing that we see. As Talis and Ronan are looking at this individual, who you see him draw a serrated blade from his side as he is standing behind another very important individual to the city, Namdi, who for some reason decided to show up. You see the hand that draws the blade, and on the back of it, you see the Texas birthmark. Not that either of you know what that means, but we as an audience do. And that's where we're going to end the session.
Ah!
I love it.
Eli!
I love mess. What can I say? I don't know what else to do when I'm running this game except cause more mess for everyone.
That is so valid. And I'm flipping through my notes right now because I'm trying to remember if there was a person with the birthmark, or it might have just been the hand tattoo.
It was the hand
It was
tattoo.
the hand
It was a
tattoo,
hand
yeah.
tattoo.
Yeah,
Right.
I was
This
thinking
is
the
a
same
completely
thing.
new person.
And you said Daniel, who was a police detective?
Like a private eye.
Oh, private eye. Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was ready for you to say Frankie, and I was like, Frankie's already on the list.
Oh,
Oh,
jeez.
Eli,
Yeah.
Eli.
I have a demon voice in my head.
You do. It's so fun.
We're connected. Can we flirt? Can I flirt?
Hi, demon voice in my head. How you doing?
Don't tempt me.
Hello, Jules. Actually,
Hey,
Talisa's
baby.
voice is
Yeah.
losing their voice tonight.
God bless. Well, hi, hello. That was the session.
Wow.
We're gonna go around and do some amazing outros. Everyone, tell everyone who you are, what you do, where they can find you, and all that jazz. Starting with Kai.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kai. You can find me on all the social medias as Estelle of Imladris. If you want to know how to spell that, you should look at the chat because I cannot spell that. It's long. Just announced I'm actually going to be doing some 5e DMing over on another channel in August. Over on Avalor Nights with Mercs of Mischief. But I also always have lots going on, freelance work and doing some art stuff. So yeah, come check it out. And in the meantime, I'm gonna be here in this mess.
Yes, more mess. All right, and Jay.
Hello, everybody. Thank you for coming tonight. This did indeed get messy, didn't it? I am on Twitter at NalaWoo or NalaDraws if you want to see my art. I am a professional illustrator who works here in tabletop games. I also do voice acting and sensitivity reading, cultural consulting. My portfolio is online at NalaDraws.com. If you want to see my artwork and / if you want to hire me to illustrate your characters or make something for your game, or I just started doing layout commissions, so if you need your game laid out, I can do that too. I'm gonna go really quickly, but I have a bunch of one-shot charity stream things coming up that if you want to see me do some more cool stuff within the next week, I will be at these following places. So, this Saturday, I'm playing Honey Heist for the Critical Causes stream. We are raising money for WAVA, which is Women Against Violence Against Women. for the hashtag streaming for survivors event. So we're going to be raising money for them. And the Honey Heist one shot will be taking place at 8 p.m. Eastern this Saturday. We are playing Bears in Space, and it's going to be great. On Tuesday, so next Tuesday, that week, there's a bunch of streams going on for like one final push for the bundle for trans rights that Rue put together. And so on Tuesday night, I am playing Chinese Ghost Stories We Tell Ourselves, which I have been wanting to play for so long. And so I'm finally getting to play that game. That's also going to be 8 p.m. Eastern on Tuesday, and that's on the Utopia Twitch channel. Oh yeah, and the Saturday, the Honey Heist one's going to be on Women of D&D, I think, or at least they're the ones running it, so I think it's going to be on their Twitch. Last but not least, next Friday, on Super Dylan's channel, I am playing 4 Sherlock Holmes and a vampire who's also Sherlock Holmes or something. It sounds ridiculous and I love it. But that is happening on Friday. That's also part of the bundle for trans rights. And that is at 7 p.m. Eastern on Super Dylan's Twitch. But follow my Twitter where I will post about all of these games because that was a lot. Thank you all for coming. I have played Talis the vampire. And yes, that is me.
Awesome. And Danny.
Hey y'all, my name is Danny. You can find me all over the interwebs at Brutal Dan, Twitch, Twitter, and TikTok. I'm usually just screaming about how awesome people are. And I'm also the community manager for Roll20. And this weekend, we're kicking off a community kind of charity event that's going to go all throughout this year. But it's called Roll versus Evil. And long story short, we'll be raising money for refugees and from Ukraine, and as well as sexual trafficking that's happening because of what's happening over there. So this Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern time, Roll20 will be hosting Anthony Joyce Rivera as the GM and the cast of Transplanter as they kind of kick off this event, bring awareness to a great cause, and I hope to see y'all there.
Cool. And I am Eli. You can find me on everywhere on the internet at Reliable Elliot, where I post about all the stuff that I do all the time, from professional GMing to streams like this to very soon coming out on April 1st, the prologue for Fear in Living Color, which I was on. We recorded it and it was an amazing time, and I'm super excited for y'all to see it. So, or hear it because it's a podcast, whatever.
Yeah.
So definitely follow the Fear in Living Color Twitter to see when that drops, and go look at it. It's going to be an amazing project, and I'm super excited for all the things. Jay.
It's so cool, you guys. Please go check out that podcast. I did graphic design for it, which is super cool.
And it's iconic, period.
Yes. And I'm so excited. I have one more thing that I forgot.
Get it.
I'm sorry. This just came out. I was a part of the Adventuring Artists Tarot deck with Die Hard Dice. So this is the Major Arcana 22 artists from, or I guess 21 or 22 artists from the tabletop community all came together and did a card for this deck. It is for sale on dieharddice.com. It's really cool, and it's my first tarot deck that I have ever been in. So if you like tarot and if you like tabletop games, check it out. dieharddice.com.
Yes. Check it out. Check all of these lovely people out. And then check out also the other stuff that Friends Who Roll Dice have going on. For instance, on Monday, we have The Mind and the Martyr at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's as wonderful, if not more wonderful than this show. So please check it out. Amazing cast, amazing group, amazing channel. And until 2 weeks from now, when we come back for more mess, if that's even possible.
So much mess.
Y'all have a good night. Stay hydrated. Take care of yourselves. And we will see you soon.